Hey guys, what is going on? It is your good buddy Sam, and I'm back with another exciting spine-tingling Max MSP tutorial. So, what are we going to talk about today? Well, I'll tell you what we're not going to talk about. We're not going to talk about that Tecker patch. That sound. I'm developing a Pavlovian aversion to that sound. We're not going to talk about this patch. Well, we're not going to actually parse any more of it. I need a break after last time. That was a marathon tutorial. Instead, I just want to talk about a problem that's sort of parallel to this patch. I want to talk about this thing here this guy's doing all over the place with gains attached to DACs everywhere. In general, it's just really bad form in a patch for a number of reasons. One, it makes it impossible to have a kind of master control where you can control all the sound and the amplitude of all the sound in one place. And two, it makes it really difficult to implement cool things like solo and mute, which are just, built into every DAW on the planet, except Max, because Max is kind of a DAW, but also kind of not. So what do I mean by solo? Well, imagine you had a patch like this. Okay, sound should probably be on. Imagine you had a patch like this playing 3 different channels of sound. Solo lets you say, actually, I just want to hear this one. And you can see I decided to hear this one, and these guys muted themselves automatically without my having to connect all this nonsense up. Wasn't that incredible? Well, I will show you how to do it in this tutorial. It's actually super simple. And the really cool thing about it is it makes use of some fun new objects. So specifically, we're going to look at how to play around with the send tilde and receive tilde objects to manage having different audio stacks in different parts of Max and sending them all to one master controller. And we're going to look at using the value object. Value is a cool way to share essentially a variable across multiple Max patches. So in the first half of this tutorial, we'll talk about muting and using send and receive. And in the second half, we'll look at implementing a solo pool. Doesn't that sound exciting? And at the end of it, I don't know, we'll all go out for beers. What do you guys say? Or maybe I'll just go out for beers alone and talk about Max to myself in the corner of a bar. As per usual, it is Monday after all. Okay, so let's close this nonsense and talk first about muting. So how does muting work? You can do muting in a couple ways. One way that you could do muting, let me just paste some boilerplate stuff in here. Let's get an SF play going. Let's send it the open message to load up a sound file, or let's just Sam flail in a message box without actually typing anything. Let's see, desktop, Chopin. Of course we're going to load some nice moody Chopin into our SF play. Send a gain here and an easy DAC. Cool, so there's that. Let's listen. It's a beautiful Chopin nocturne playing through our Max patch. And we've got beautiful Chopin playing, so obviously what we want to do is mute it. One way we could do mute is with a gate tilde. But the problem with gate tilde is that it's going to cause a click in our audio when we mute it. Gate tilde just says let audio through when the gate is up and shut audio off when the gate is down. And unfortunately, this can cause discontinuities and clicks in our audio, which you'll hear if I do this again. Hopefully you can hear that nasty click as I turn the audio on and off. So the way to get rid of that is using a ramp. And it's really simple to do that. Instead of using a gate, we'll just use a multiply tilde and a line tilde object. I've set the arguments to line tilde here to be 1 and the arguments to this multiply tilde to be 1, so that by default we're letting audio through. So we'll put this over here, send the SF play like this, and now all we're going to do with this toggle is implement it like this. So we want the audio here to be off when the toggle is on, meaning mute is on. I want the audio to be on when this toggle is off. I know it's a bit confusing, but basically you can use an equals equals 0 object to invert whatever is coming out of the toggle. When the toggle is 1, the output of equals equals 0 will be 0. When the toggle is 0, 0 is equal to 0, so the output of this will be 1. Counterintuitive, maybe, I know. It's actually really straightforward. It's just complicated to say. But you can see that when I click this toggle, whatever this toggle is, this toggle isn't. Then we just use a message box like this, $140. Of course, the toggle replaces whatever is in the $1, and then that will make this line either ramp down to 0 over the course of 40 milliseconds or ramp up to 1. Let's play our Chopin again. There's muting with a 40 millisecond ramp, eliminating all clicks and restoring peace and tranquility to the kingdom. Now that we've done that, why don't we go ahead and make it into something nice and reusable that we can find later. To do that, I'm just going to grab all this stuff, encapsulate it, call this mute, even though it's not really necessary, open this up, take all this, copy it, make a new patch, and paste it in here. You'll be wondering, why the hell did I just do that? The answer is because this enables us to make a patch that we can save as an abstraction. Abstractions are just patches that act a bit like Mac's objects, and this one I'm just going to call sjt.mute. The thing is, when you're making an abstraction, you want to put it somewhere where Macs can find it. You want to put it in the Macs search path. Now, if you're using Macs 6 like me, a good place to put it is in Macs, Packages, and then I have a package here with my initials, but you can just make a new package that has your initials. And then within that folder, make a folder called Patchers, and then just save your patcher right in there. So I'm going to save this one as sjt.mute. And I've already done that, so Max will ask me to replace it. No big deal. And now I can make another SF play just like before with an object called sjt.mute. Look at it, there it is, very exciting. And we'll slap a toggle on that, and this should function in exactly the same way as this patcher mute object that I made over here. So let's open that Chopin back up, desktop, Chopin, and get it playing. Activate mute, and it gets shut off. Wonderful, very exciting. So that's how you make an abstraction that you can refer to later. Now, the other thing that I wanted to do in this tutorial, you can see already we've got this silly thing going on with multiple gains and multiple DACs. In general, just have one DAC. It's way better, and it will make your life better, I promise, if you just get used to having one DAC and using send and receives in order to make everything cleaner. So what I'm going to do is make a receive R-E-C-E-I, oh my god, R-E-C-E-I-V-E tilde master, and a couple of send masters as well. And what this is going to let me do is have multiple channels of audio that I can control individually, but also control globally. So it's really straightforward. We have two audio tracks here, basically, two different Chopins. Can slap some meters in here so you can see what's going on. But of course, the really nice thing about this is it's easy and straightforward to see what's going on. This SF play isn't playing. Now it is. If we want all the audio to stop, we slide down our master fader. It's just, I mean, it's how every DAW on the planet works, and using send tildes and receive tildes, it's how Max works as well. And of course, the really nice thing about this is that if you wanted to throw some nasty effects in there, degrade tilde, let's degrade Chopin, shall we? And do something really horrendous like this, then you are more than welcome to do so. Right, and so just like that, we don't have to add this degrade to every channel of Chopin. We just do it through our master like that. So that's how you implement solo and how you use send tilde and receive tilde in the context of your patch to make your life better, more fulfilling, to increase your energy and make you more attractive to your spouse. So I hope that was enjoyable. That's part one, and in part two, I'm going to show you how to implement solo using the value object. So I will meet you guys over there. Looking forward to it. See you very soon.